Hello friends, my name's Dr. Huma Hassan and today I'm going to speak on basics of IELTS. So let's get started. Stands for International English Language Testing System. But important question is why IELTS? Why we need to take IELTS exam? The International English Language Testing System is the world's most popular English language test. It is developed by some of the world's leading experts in language assessment and evaluates all of your English skills. What are English skills? Let me just write it for you. English skills comprises of listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So these are English skills. Why do we have to have this test? What is the requirement of this test? So before I give you basic information about IELTS, I like to bring one important point that generally when aspirants wants to prepare for this exam, they do not focus on increasing their language, of course English, but they do not focus on increasing their knowledge base. You need to have proper understanding in either of these sections. If your knowledge base is weak, you will not be able to understand a lot of listening audios. In the last part of your listening, which is common for general training and academic, it is most of the time are from academic field only. In the last listening skill, you would see that some of the professors are speaking on their respective field and then you need to fill in the blanks. That's why you need to increase your knowledge base. So today let me give you some information about language. What is language? I would say that before the development of language, we did have communications skill. So even before language developed, humans have developed human skills. Our ancestors, primates, we have evolved from Australopithecus to, so let me just give you some little information about human evolution. Okay, so we have developed from Australopithecus. So Australopithecus are like farthest ancestor. Okay, so we were Australopithecus, and then we become Homo habilis, then Homo erectus, then Homo sapiens, then modern man. Okay, it was during this phase humans have developed stone tools. So basically, this language, this communication skills are the only features among humans only. It is only because of our ultimate power of language we could have created culture. Language is gift only to humans. For what? To understand each other. So when we become Homo habilis, humans use their intellect. And humans have started developing various stone tools like Perisharian tools, Abelian tools. These tools help humans to hunt and gather food for them. At that point of time, humans could only communicate through gestures. But slowly, gradually, human physical anatomy got improved. Humans' brain got complexed. And later now we know that there are two important areas in our brain which is responsible for us to develop this language. That is Broca area and Wernicke area. So these are named by the professors who have identified this part in our brain. Everything is interrelated and interconnected. Our physical anatomy, the changes on our physical appearances led to us to develop skills, language skills. Linguistics domain is very important domain to understand how language is created. It is very important for us to learn English to improve our vocabulary in, I speak this as, it should be in the domain of knowledge. Knowledge are of different types. If I'll divide knowledge as scientific, so what I want to say is that learn English in scientific language, in scientific knowledge. You will see that your questions based on listening, reading, speaking, right? It comes on scientific based. Even in general training test, where you are supposed to write in writing task 1 a letter, it is about it is about some sort of knowledge oriented. So I will say that improve your vocabulary, improve your English skills, but it should come under the domain of language. So now knowledge is of two types, science and social science. Okay, we need to always work on multiple paradigm points. Yes, definitely we cannot go and alienate ourselves with our focus. We have to stay on our focus that we are preparing for English. It can be academic, it can be general. It can be among those who are going to settle, who are hoping to settle in English speaking countries, and it can be among those who are planning to go to study in English speaking universities. But then I would say that what will be your approach? How you can improve your English? You must know few points. So I think I have told you enough about language, and I will give you more information on language. It comes under the discipline of linguistics, that how English has improved us, and how we can use English, and how we must have good skills and I call it pragmatic skills. Pragmatic skills are actually skills on which we need to improve on. Okay, now let me speak about IELTS. You must be knowing that IELTS is such one exam which is developed by, as I told you, some of the world's leading experts, right? So why to give this exam? Either to study, work, and live abroad. So IELTS is accepted by more than 11,000 organizations in over 140 countries. Those organizations include government, academic institutions, etc. This exam help you to get where you want to go. So this is some basic information about IELTS. And I would say that now let's talk about IELTS in business sense. What are few things which you have to work on for IELTS? So there are many things. I would say there are a lot many strategies I always tell to my aspirants, right? How to work and how to prepare. But here I like to say that what you can work on, there are some tips. Okay, so let me say what are they. Prepare a checklist for yourself. Okay, and let me write it for all of you. Yeah, give me a moment. I want to check my voice. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. Okay. I would say, first of all, understand the test format. It is very important. You must know what is the test format. Second thing, you must know how the test is evaluated. To get IELTS, to get clear IELTS, to get highest marks, start sounding yourself with English. That's really important. Definitely, you need to make a plan of action. You need to make a plan of action. I hope now you can see this. So you need to make plans. All right. So these are few points which I would say that you need to work on. Okay. Yeah, because yeah, I think it's now fine. So let me just tell you few more things on the IELTS part, how you should start and prepare for IELTS examination in detail. So as I said that, most of the aspirants, what they do is once they have taken a decision that, okay, they want to go for IELTS exam, they in a rush register themselves for the test, for actual test, which is, I believe, it's a wrong part. You must only register for yourself once you are prepared. If you're not prepared, kindly do not waste your money. You really have to work hard for IELTS. I know that most of you are those who must be, coming from good background, who knows English, or who has better understanding of English. But trust me, when it's about evaluating as per IELTS examiner's point of view, it's a very different game altogether. So my quick suggestion for you, that only prepare when you are give test when you are only prepared. And one of the most frequent asked question is that how aspirants can prepare for IELTS quickly. Truthfully, the answer to this question will be different for every person, right? It depends on individual to individual. But yes, I can give one solution that definitely going to help everyone. How to prepare. So prepare your IELTS exam properly. There are few steps by which you can understand that what are the main things you need to improve on. First of all, general level of English. It should be slow. You must work to make the base of your English. Then when you understand the basic understanding of exam, okay, and when you know and you have surrounded yourself with good English, you know that you have worked on vocabulary, then you need to have a medium speed with test. You must now work on your test skills, that is listening, reading, speaking and writing. You must definitely have clear understanding that how this test is marked, and that you should be very fast. See, IELTS is essentially an English language test. Therefore, the higher your level of English, the better your score should be. Simply studying IELTS skills and doing practice test, I don't think so will be enough if your level of English is not good. You need to work on your English skills. It can be slowest part of your preparation, and it doesn't matter even if you have to work for you know 2 months, 3 months, it's okay. But then I would say it actually is a very slow part, and it should be slow part when you are making your knowledge base, and that too in English language. It should be the slowest part. When you are giving test, it should have a medium speed. All right. And to understand how you are being evaluated, that is what I would say require fast pace. To understand test skills, how you can perfect yourself with a term which I'm using, test skills. So there are 4 parts to the IELTS test. Let me again give you in writing. I hope you can all see this. So I think you must be knowing this, right? So yeah. So as I said, there will be writing, speaking, reading and listening. Each of these parts has many different possible questions, each of which has a specific skill you need to acquire. So what I'm saying is that I hope my teaching board is visible to all of you now. So what I'm saying is that listening, reading, writing, and speaking will have set of questions, and all this set of questions will be based on different themes So you must acquire yourself with different skills, and all this set of questions and different themes require different tips and strategies. So, as I said, you must know about your test skills. For example, academic students can expect to see one of the 7 different type of questions in task 1 writing, and each of these different type of questions requires different skills. The listening and reading test have over 10 different types of questions each. Again, all of these questions require a different strategy and set of skills. So I would say that most of your IELTS preparation should be spent learning the skills, and when these are combined with a high level of English, definitely it should result in high score. So I would say please focus on learning these skills. And you know, these skills does not take as much time as learning the language itself, but does take a significant amount of time. All right, I would say roughly 2 to 3 months to learning these skills. So first of all, you have to have knowledge of English language, and then you must know about these skills. All right. So, and as I said, that you really have to be quicker to understand that how test is marked. So the fastest and most effective way to improve your score is knowing exactly what the examiners want, and you give it to them. You simply give it to them what they are asking. So my teachings are based definitely on these principles. Give what is being asked for. However, you can't simply learn this and get a high score. You really have to have a combined approach. You need to improve on your level of English and test skills. So here the important point is level of English skills, and it should be combined with test skills. And when it will be accelerated, the score will be accelerated too. So step by step, let me give you an approach to IELTS preparation. So you need to first of all decide whether you are going for general training or academic. So let me give you some basic comparison between general training and academics. Okay. So academics is for people hoping to go to university or get certain types of jobs such as medical professions, etc. General training is for people hoping to migrate to an English speaking country. Listening and speaking are exactly the same for both academic and general training. So there are no changes in listening and speaking for academic and for general training. You should prepare for speaking and learning in the same way. I would say speaking and learning is the same way one must approach, and it's a quite similar strategies. Reading passages are different in general training and academic. So reading contains the same types of questions for both academic and general training, but passages are different. Academic texts are on academic topics, and general tests are relevant to everyday life. It is based on interactionism. It is based on the philosophy of phenomenology. It is based on ethnomethodology. So these are the terms which I'm using to express day-to-day lives. Okay, so this is general, difference. And academic writing and general training writing task 1 is different. Academic writing consists of task 1, And in both academic training and in general training, task 2 is same. In both task 2, you need to write a formal letter. Okay. So task 1 in general training asks you to write a letter to an English speaking person. Task 2 is same. And in academic, task 1 is basically a graph, chart, or you need to write a sport or report, or you need to process a map. All right. Now, how to understand the test format. Listening is about 30 minutes, 4 sections, 40 questions. Reading, 60 minutes, 3 sections, 40 questions. Then step 3, it's speaking. It generally goes around 11 to 14 minutes or so. 3 parts, and you need to talk with examiner. And the 4th parts in writing academics, 60 minutes. Task 1, it can be either report or graph, chart, map, process, etc. Task 2 is essay. Writing in general training is also for 60 minutes. Task 1 is letter and task 2 is essay. So this is your, I would say, test format. Now, let's talk again business. Dear aspirants, please set realistic goals. I know we all aim and endeavor for highest marks, for highest score, so that we can go to our dream destination whensoever, as quick as possible. But then you need to have a reality check. You really have to understand yourself first. Please evaluate yourself and then only set goals. Keep working on yourself on consistent base. Do not set unrealistic goals to hurt you, because these unrealistic goals will give you an illusion. After giving some sample test, you must feel that okay, now you know the patterns and now you have test skills. Your English is is already good. You go for test, but during examination and when your results comes out, you feel disappointed. We feel disappointed only because we have not used rational approach. That's why I will ask you to have realistic goal. There's a difference, huge difference between the score you want and the score you will get. Only honest, effective preparation will help you succeed and ensure you get the best score possible. But it cannot come easy. It requires miracles. Miracles in what sense? When you start preparing for it, when you start giving positive energy to you, I believe that it works for you like a miracle. Okay, so please have this honest approach when you are preparing for it. Do not simply think that some magic will happen. Miracles, yes, do happen, but it comes only when you are preparing. Honestly, when you are thinking that yes, I really have to go for it, and you will see that how positive energy will going to help you to crack and to get highest marks. As I said that you really please have to focus on marking criteria, and you must understand different question types. So there are different question types which I think are the most integral part for your reading and listening. And of course, there are different types of topics, different kinds of questions comes for writing test as well. So all of these skills, when you know your questions, it makes a huge difference in your preparation, because when you know these questions and each of them requires a different approach and strategy. I can guide you all of the skills to you, and I can help you all that. And after improving your English language skills, perfect your IELTS skills. As I have spoke earlier, there are many different approaches and strategies that requires you to succeed in IELTS. For example, when you are writing, writing sections, task 1, task 2, both requires good introduction and conclusion. I will give you detailed information about writing in a while in IELTS skills. Okay, so let me just tell you about writing. So guys, you must be aware of the fact that most of the aspirants, either for going for general training or academics, they stuck with lower marks in writing sections, either 6 or 6.5. When you're going for general, definitely you required 7 band and 6.5 in academic. I think the most important ingredients to improve your writing, it requires 7 C's of writing. All right. So what are 7 C's of writing? I may give proper understanding on this in a while. Let me just help you to understand what is 7 C's of writing. Okay. Just a moment, guys. I hope you all can see on my screen. See, this is what you can understand. First of all, 7 C's of communication for answer writing and your speaking test. I call speaking test as personality test. So it should be clear. Whatsoever you are writing, it should be clear. So to be clear, try to minimize the number of ideas in each sentence. When writing or speaking to someone, be clear about your goal or message. What is your purpose in communicating with this person? What you are writing, it should be clear. So make sure that it is easy for your reader to understand your meaning. People should not have to read between the lines to make assumptions on their own to understand what you're trying to say. Information and actions required, it should be very, very clear to the reader. Be concise. So when you are concise in your communication, okay, when you are stick to the point and keep it brief, then it means your answer writing is improved with a skill called concise. So your audience or your teacher, or your examiner, they do not want to read 6 sentences when you could communicate your message in 3. So speak less, write less, and convey more. Be concrete. So when your message is concrete, then your examiner or your examiner during writing or speaking has a clear picture of you, what you are telling them. So there are details, but not very, too long, lengthy details, or it should not be vivid facts. Give correct information. All right. Be coherent. So coherence means that it should be logical. It should be coherent. There should be a flow. They should be connected and relevant to the main topics. And the tone and the flow of your text be complete. So in a complete message, your examiner, the audience has everything they need to be informed. And if applicable, take, if you whatsoever action is, they know about it. So you must know, does your essay or your task 1, task 2 in writing or in speaking, does that has clear message? Okay, have you included all relevant information. Be courteous. Courteous, 7 point is be courteous. Courteous means that your communication is friendly, open, and honest. There are no hidden, things in your passages or in your tones. So you keep your reader's viewpoint in mind, and you have to understand what is being said to you. So these are 7 C's of writing, which is very important for you to fetch highest marks in writing sections. Then I would say kindly improve your vocabulary. Vocabulary is a huge part of IELTS test. It covers 25% of your total mark in speaking and writing. And it is also very much tested in the reading and listening test too. So I would say that you really have to be real in improving your vocabulary. And I would say that practice English every day. You need to practice English every day. There is no substitute for practicing a little every day. So there are hundreds, if not thousands, of ways you can practice every day. So I would say consistency is the most important part in your preparations. So definitely, the more you use English, the more your skills will improve, and the higher your chance of getting the score you need. So there's a lot of improvement you will see when you are going to prepare for your English test. All right. So then you really have to give a lot of practice tests. It's very important in your preparation that you need to give a lot of tests every day. So most of them improve very little, and when you are giving this test, and you must know about, first of all, that what is your current ability, how you are doing right now, and for that I believe that your speaking and writing should be assessed. You must get a qualified teacher to assess your speaking and writing. There should be someone to tell you what is your current level. But more importantly, they must know your weakness. What are your weakness? This is probably the most important part of your IELTS preparation, that you have someone in your journey who are telling you that what is your problems, what is your weakness, and what are the areas in which you need to work on. That's why choose your instructor carefully. I'm not saying this that choose me as your instructor, but I'm saying that please be clear. You cannot waste your money, your precious hard earned money, in choosing someone who is just giving you very superficial understanding of your weakness or your strength. So please try to have your educator or your guide who has not only have got good scores in the IELTS exam, or who are not only trained, but they must have empathy. They must have soft corner for you. They must be teacher by professional. Because I think those who are in teaching profession by professionals, those who have degrees, they must have teaching ethics as well. We must be knowing this. We all, I mean, those who are from India, I would say that you know that how big important given to us in our tradition, in our Vedic information about guru, about teacher. So try to have teachers with whom you can feel some connection. Try to have a teacher who do not only have monetary relation with you, but also feel your dreams too. A teacher by which you can develop good relationship. So choose your institute very carefully, that you need, after having test skills, after having some basic English skills, you need to work on your strength and weakness continuously with your teachers, just like someone who has hold your hand in this journey. So here I would say that if you do not know your weakness, you are wasting a lot of time. because you have no idea what to focus on. And your good teacher is, I would say, would be someone who will not tell you, like, what to see, who will tell you, look, what does it mean? It's a very philosophical statement which I have given. So if I am telling you what to see, I am restricting your vision. But I can guide you that, okay, these are the parameters, these are the problems on which you need to work on. What are your strategy? What can be your weakness? I cannot simply give you spoon feeding, because spoon feeding with just telling you tips and strategies, you do not even require me as a teacher or any teacher. Internet, in today's information and technology age, in this age, is full of it. Plethora of study material available on internet for free. So what I want is that you really have to focus on things you are not good at to improve. And the most important and effective strategy for your IELTS preparation is to find out your weakness. Okay? And you need to work on them. And a you require a teacher who can actually tell you whether you have improved or not, and they can advise you on what to focus on next. So I would simply ask you that do not lose your confidence, because everything starts from your mind. Also, do not be in hurry to register yourself for a test. Register yourself only when you're prepared for it. So with this note, I like to end this video, and I like to tell that please focus and clear your exam, and my best wishes are for all of you who are listening to my video. Thank you so much.